Hey there, it is Dusty once again with another story for you. This one is Am I the Astronaut for leaving my husband and stepdaughter stranded on Christmas when I found out he gave her my big Christmas gift. My husband, male 41, is the worst at gift giving. Oh, he's Johnny Rose. We have been together for over 3 years, and after the first year of not receiving anything for my birthday, anniversary, Christmas, Valentine's, Mother's Day was the last straw after being told I wasn't his mother. Whoa! Wow. Birthday, anniversary, Christmas, Valentine's, Mother's Day. Not that. I decided to start matching energy. Father's Day came and I was gone all day when normally I would have put together a big lunch or dinner and drive 30 to 45 minutes to go get his daughter, A, now 16, so they could spend the day together. He called me in the afternoon and I was polite but not initiating conversation. He asked me when I was picking up his daughter and I replied that I had plans and wasn't aware that I was supposed to pick her up since nothing was communicated to me. When he responded, "It's Father's Day," I used his response back, "You are not my father." I had anticipated him getting upset and knew a constructive conversation would not be had, so when he started to raise his voice, I told him to check the table and hung up. I had left a letter to him communicating how much I was hurt about going out of my way for him and to not have any sort of reciprocation. He called me later and said that he would try to do better and work on it. I ended up going to get his daughter during the week so they could enjoy a dinner together. Background info. He drives big rig trucks, so the vehicle we use for everyday travel is mine. He's been better about the gifts. It's more of go pick something out and I will pay for it, which I really don't mind. He does the same thing with his daughter. I do all the shopping for his family gifts when it comes to birthdays and holidays. Cut to a week before Christmas and I wake up to my favorite coffee drink and my husband taking me out to breakfast, followed by a trip to the mall to pick out my Christmas gift. I rarely splurge on myself when it comes to purchasing clothes. I have a preteen son from my first marriage, so I tend to be more practical on myself and spend on him for his birthday and Christmas. My stepdaughter, however, is very materialistic and is always asking for money or something expensive, and between her father and his family and her mother and her family and her stepfather, she always gets it. I had been repeatedly saying out loud that I needed a new purse since mine was hanging on by a thread and had decided to invest in a good designer handbag. I started saving money and looking online for my new dream purse. So imagine my surprise and excitement when we get to the department store and I see they have my dream purse in stock. My husband sort of gave a look when he saw the price and I told him I could contribute and explained how I had been saving so I could save enough to get this purse that I had been dreaming about for months. He shook his head and said I deserved it and he would get it for me, but also gave me the expectation that since he was getting me this, he really couldn't afford to get me anything else. I screamed with delight and told him that was okay, I didn't need anything else. With that taken care of, my husband asked me if it was okay to go get his daughter and take her Christmas shopping. I had tons to do at home in preparation for the holiday, so this worked out so I could have the house empty to get what I needed done. I was reaching to get my new purse when we arrived home, and he said for me to leave it because he had another gift he previously purchased for me that he was going to put inside the purse for me to open on Christmas. I was on cloud 9, so I kissed him and left my bag and went inside. I was still busy cleaning and decorating when he got home later that night, and the rest of the days before Christmas were all a blur with me trying to get my house ready for the holiday. I hosted Christmas Eve at my house with my family, and Christmas Day I slept in, tired from the night before, and woke up with enough time to brush my teeth before we headed out to get his daughter, and then drive to spend the day at his mother's house. I fell asleep on the drive and woke up after his daughter was picked up, and we were already en route to his mom's. I turned around to greet his daughter, and that's when I saw her rummaging and holding my new purse. "Where did you get that purse?" I asked her and the car fell completely silent. I looked at my husband and he stayed silent with both hands on the wheel looking straight ahead. I asked her again, this time in a louder, more stern tone. She looked down and quietly mumbled, "My dad gave it to me." "Now I understand. Now I get it." "You what?" I screamed. "How would you think it was okay to give her my new purse?" He told me to calm down, and I cut him off and screamed no, and then turned back to his daughter and told her that her father had no right to give her my purse and that she needed to give it back, to which she refused. I could feel my anger raging, then subsiding to a feeling of sadness and complete defeat. I put my coat over my head and leaned against the window, trying to cover my face and mouth as tears started running down my cheeks. My husband pulled over at the next gas station and his daughter bolted out, taking her purse with her. He tried to comfort me, to which I slapped his hand away and told him not to touch me and gave him a look of disgust. He informed me that after he dropped me off that day, he picked up his daughter, took her shopping, and on the way taking her home, she noticed the bag and saw the purse. She begged and pleaded with him to please let her have it. She reminded him about all the times he never got her a gift and how giving her this purse would make up for all of it, and that played on his heart, and he finally caved and gave her my purse. He tried to say he was going to make it up to me, and I asked him how, knowing it was impossible. He already spent his money and made it clear that he wasn't going to have the money to buy me anything else. I couldn't help but get upset as I tried to get him to understand how hurt I felt and how it's not like she was suffering with her getting to open presents from her mother and stepfather plus gifts from their family along with the gifts that she was going to get from his family, and that he had already spent money on her for Christmas presents, and that was my one gift. I know Christmas is not about getting presents, but I was extremely upset that my husband could be so thoughtless and not consider the amount of pain that was going to cause me. His phone rang, and it was his daughter calling from inside asking him to come inside because she needed money to buy something. As he was walking into the store, I looked back and tears began to fill my eyes, and I saw all the gifts I picked out for his family with care. Something came over me, and I stopped crying and got out and got in the driver's seat and wiped my face and peeled out of the gas station parking lot, leaving my husband and stepdaughter behind. I turned my phone off and drove back to town and spent the day with my family at my cousin's house and stayed with them, not returning any of my husband's phone calls and not returning home until late the following day. The only phone call I did return was the one from my stepdaughter's mother to set her straight, after she left me a hateful message about leaving her daughter stranded because I was jealous her father bought her a new purse. I told her she had been told a lie and informed her of the truth. That in fact her father did not buy her a new purse, he bought me a new purse, and she played on her father's emotion after he had already bought her expensive items from her Christmas list to guilt him into giving her my purse. She apologized and tried to come up with a solution, to which I replied for her to not bother. The damage was done. I found out through my sister-in-law that my husband's brother went to go get them, and the story came out later that evening. His mother is on his side, while his brother and sister-in-law and other aunts and uncles sided with me and got on to his daughter. I have not spoken to his daughter since Christmas, and things are unsettling at home. I have become more distant from my husband, and when I make dinner, I don't serve him a plate. I serve only my son and myself, and I only engage in conversation with my son. He's tried to reach for me at night when we are in bed, and I always end up crying. I'm not angry or mad, I just feel nothingness. Oof. He's back on the road, and I do miss him, but I can't shake the feeling of how he let me down, and I cannot hide my looks of disappointment. Looking to see what others have to say about the situation. That's what I got. That's what I got. This is irreparable damage. She's at indifference. She feels nothingness. She's indifferent. It's done. I don't know, what amount of work, what could undo this? I don't think anything could undo this, and yeah, it's just a purse. But it's not just a purse. It is symbolic that he is so thoughtless, and the one time she actually felt seen and appreciated because of a thing, however silly that thing may be to us, he gave it away to someone else who does not feel unseen or unappreciated. She's just a spoiled little bitch. And knew she could talk him into it, otherwise she wouldn't have tried. I mean, can you fault her for manipulating everyone around her to get what she wants? That's what she's been trained to do to this point. Not saying it's not wrong, it's wrong as hell, but they've trained her to be this way. So OP, even the way she is his fault. And you will never be seen or appreciated by this man. Ever. What do you think, Tater? Tater thoughts? Piping hot.
Everybody knows that this is not about a purse. And he also said she offered to pay for part of this, and he said no. He wanted to buy it for her because it's what she deserved. So when it came to Christmas and he had nothing to give her, I mean, that's basically, he was telling her that she deserved nothing. She didn't deserve it because he already gave it away to someone else, which means everything he said and did in that moment no longer existed. And yes, I would cry. I would cry my eyes out knowing in that moment that my marriage is over. There's nothing left to give in that relationship. And she is 100%. She'd already been frustrated. She already resented him for how he made her feel, how he never made her feel special, which is incredibly important in a relationship, to feel cherished and loved and appreciated and respected. And he did none of those things. And at that one glimmer of hope when she gave him one last chance, and I see the ESH because she left them, but it wasn't just that moment. Leaving them there was a choice that she made, but it wasn't just from this one moment because he gave his daughter the purse that was meant for her. It was all the moments leading up to this, and she snapped. And people snap, and they do, and I'm not going to fault her for it. I think not the asshole. I think
she's a teenage kid.
No, I mean, I'm talking about OP is not the asshole.
No. I'm saying like, if it was leaving a toddler behind,
it would be different.
It would be a little bit different, but even then she's with a parent. Like, no, they both deserved this. And his daughter knew full well that gift was for her. She was told that and still manipulated him into getting it. They both deserve to be left behind. I don't think she's an asshole for that.
No, I don't think so either. This was the straw that, this was it. This was the end of the line. What?
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Get there.
No.
The straw that what?
I don't know.
Yeah?
The straw that did
the
some
sausage?
Yeah, exactly. And OP deserves better, and she could get that from herself rather than staying in a relationship that sucks the life out of her. And she's completely indifferent. She doesn't care that he's gone. She doesn't care that he eats. Like, she's done. There's no point in continuing this relationship whatsoever. And I don't think it's fair to say that it's just a purse, because that's 100% not what this is. And like, this was his last chance. And he just, in the comments, people had stories that they experienced in their relationships that were triggered by this story. So I did copy one of them for him to read. But the fact that there was more than one story in these comments about people that have had this experience with a spouse or with a partner, beyond unacceptable. Like, to treat other people like this, like, I don't know. Do better.
We'll give you the top comment example here.
Yes.
And also a lot of people are saying, and it makes perfect sense, they're saying we're going NTA because as soon as the girl's mom heard what actually happened, she wasn't mad anymore. And if anybody was going to be mad, it would be her.
I agree.
So she thought NTA.
Yep.
I'm sticking there too. Here's that top comment. I read this and it reminded me of a time when I had asked for only one thing for my birthday and Christmas one year. A video camera. I'm old. So that I could save memories of my kids growing up. My husband, soon after ex, made a big deal of saying he knew and understood and I was gonna get one. We researched the best ones. I talked about it often. I was so excited for it. My 30th birthday went past, no gift, but it was okay because I knew what I was getting for Christmas. I was so excited. I rarely wanted anything special, but that I did want. We get to his mom's, the family's there, a box is about the size of a video camera. It's put under the tree by him. We start opening gifts, kids first, of course. Then his siblings and mom. Then it's our turn, and my son picks up the box and looks up and says, "It's for X's name from Santa." More red flags. I'm confused, but still hoping that's how he hid it. Nope. He bought himself a brand new top-of-the-line video camera with all the bells and whistles. I got a gift certificate for a chain restaurant. I went ice cold inside. I was so hurt and angry and just ice cold. His comment when I started to quietly cry, "Well, you can use it when I'm not using it." I told you that to tell you this. Once you feel that ice cold pain from the person who is supposed to cherish and love you, you cannot regrow that original love. Think over your life, decide what's best for you, but please don't stay hoping he'll do better. That was his best. He won't do better. I stayed too long hoping. I wish I hadn't. Not just for myself, but for my two sons, because they saw him treat me in little ways, and that big one, that I wasn't important to him. Please know you deserved that purse. It wasn't his to give. He knew that. He decided it didn't matter. You do matter. You deserve to keep your gift. He pulled a shit move on you, and you are in no way to blame for it. Gosh dang. How big of an asshole do you have to have your partner be like, this is like my grail. This is it. This is the thing. And to look your partner in the eyes and be like, I'm going to get you one. And then to finally just buy it for yourself and make them watch you open it. You bought a gift for yourself, said it was from Santa, and opened it in front of everyone. And then said that she could use it sometimes. Wow. So this story is symbolic for things that happen all over, everywhere, all the time. And that's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And I get it. We're lucky, right? We know we're lucky. We know we're lucky to have the relationship that we have. We know that it's not common. It's not like a normal thing that everybody has. We know that.
Yes, 100% lucky. but also 100% hard work.
Truth.
And if you had seen us together up here for the first like 5 years of our relationship, we would look like a different couple and maybe even out of sync. But we chose to work incredibly hard to make our relationship what it is today.
That's true.
And so, yes, we are lucky that we found someone who's like our crazy matches, our humor matches, like all of those things. But we had faults, nothing like this, never like this. But
we had big differences.
We had we had huge arguments and bad fights, and we worked through those things by communicating and working on ourselves. But I don't know how
it's not just luck. That's your point.
Yes.
It's
yes.
not. Yeah.
Yes.
Every good relationship is going to take work. It is. It just will. You're trying to do life with another human being. Like it's going to take work. You're not going to agree on everything. You're going to have a different point of view on almost everything. It's always going to be work. I think we're lucky to have that person where there's the possibility and the willingness to do that work with each other. And that is not a super common thing, because so many people will choose themselves because it's easier, or it's the devil you know. I don't know. But it just sucks that people have the exact opposite end here, where it's like, I got nothing. Got nothing. Ice cold indifference.